Guys, this is Corbin Hosler back with Brainstorm Brewery. I'm here with Alex Binek, who is the one of the members of Team USA here at the event. So Alex, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you played?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. So only a couple hours from here. I think I had the shortest trip to the tournament out of anyone. I've been playing competitively for only about 4 years. And yeah, I play mostly, I just graduated from the University of Illinois, so I played at the Dragons table down there and with like the Magic Club there, and so all sorts of stuff like that.
So, tell me about your path to the national team.
Yeah. So
have you ever played in nationals before?
No, I've never played in nationals.
So the qualifier was your first opportunity. Okay.
Yeah, I finished second at a nationals qualifier last year, but yeah. So the WMCQ in St. Louis was the one that I won, and for like 2 weeks before that, we tested pretty hard, a group of guys in Champaign, Illinois. And I took a Wolf Run ramp deck, and I barely lost all day. It was very well positioned against Delver, and Delver was very popular. Actually, that's the same deck that I played here in Standard.
A 5-1 finish, 4-2 finish?
I went 4-0 in Standard with Wolf Run.
Okay.
Luis LSV didn't do quite as well. He went 1-3 in Standard with the same list, but... Yeah, so Wolf Run, Primeval Titans, they've been my friends.
They've been good to
this
you.
Summer. Yeah, and then just before the WMCQ, I guess I grinded the Planeswalker points at Star City Games Opens and Grand Prix Nashville. Okay,
so you're at the tournament, you take Wolf Run, you roll through that tournament, and now all of a sudden you're on the national team, and you've come to find out you have LSV and Brian Kibler on your team. What was your first reaction when you found out who you were going to be playing with?
I mean, it was awesome. I was like, this is going to be the coolest experience. I'm super lucky to be here. And then I got a little bit nervous, these guys are the real deal, and I'm not the best player. I think I play pretty tight, but sometimes make mistakes. There's a lot of times in our preparation that Luis would be over my shoulder and point things I was doing wrong. And
so how much testing did you get in with the guys?
We got here Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday night. Actually, Luis didn't get to test with us Wednesday, but Brian, Joe, and I met up in the early afternoon, did a lot of testing, and then all day Thursday. And then we did a lot of online stuff, Skype drafts, where we'd all do a draft together on Skype. And then also, I played a lot of Standard with Kibler online.
So what was it like working with those guys?
It was intense. They move very quickly. Any testing I've done before this, but with my group of friends, has gone a lot slower. And I think we were really worried about the Delver-Naya matchup in Standard. Yeah. And I think Luis and Brian put in 55 game ones in an hour and a half. Oh, wow. And they were just flying, and they just knew exactly what was going to happen. Yeah. And they even when they finished, they'd pause, say a couple words, and then shuffle up again. And it was pretty impressive to see how efficient they were.
So how were you? I know you said you were a little nervous. How did you kind of slot into that and make yourself part of the team and interject anything like that?
Yeah, I thought I needed to jump in and just go. I couldn't be worried. I couldn't be scared.
Right.
And so, I did everything I could. I jumped in, I shuffled, I played. I tried to keep up with their pace, even though I was a bit slower. And I thought that it was more important that I be the one asking the questions than answering the questions. Okay. And so some things I brought up were everyone's playing 4 gut shots right now. Is it really the best thing to be playing all these 1-drops? And I asked some valuable questions that then kind of contributed, and then they provided a lot of very quality answers.
Yeah, a lot of experience behind those answers. Yeah. What was that like being kind of, knowing that when people look at the Team USA, you're not the first name that jumps out at them? How did you approach that?
Yeah, it didn't really bother me. I really wanted to do well, which I personally did. And I got trolled all over the place. I know there's one webcast that called me the mulligan of the team and all sorts of stuff like that.
Well, you proved them wrong. You proved them wrong in the tournament.
I did. But, I just embraced everything, and I was really happy to be here. And it was just, I didn't care that I wasn't the key figure.
You earned your spot, and you earned it here at the tournament as well. So talk about the tournament. When you guys got here, you got a little bit of testing in, and then and went on to play. What was the day like playing against a different country every round?
Yeah, it was cool. I wrote down all the countries, all the players I played against, and I'm gonna write a little report up and just really talk about how that was really cool for me. I've only played against probably 2 foreign people ever before this, so that was awesome just by itself. And then I drafted the sickest green deck ever. I just kept getting past bomb rares because no one was in green, and so I went 2-1 in draft. I lost to a really quick red deck, which was tough. And then in standard, I took that Wolf Run list, and I 4-0'd with it. So I went 6-1 day one, and so did Joe on the team. And then Brian went 4-3, so between the three of us, we had enough points to be seated pretty high. So that was, we were on a bit of a high after that, especially me and Joe. And then the next day, we played sealed, and our sealed pool was pretty good. We were able to do well enough to advance. And then in the constructed rounds, the 2 rounds we both lost in block and modern, which were the formats we prepared the least for. So it kind of
understandable.
Yeah, came around to get us in the back, but
right. Yeah. So, but I mean, how happy are you with, the team performance and yourself, your own personal performance?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with my own personal performance. I only made 1 punt pretty much the entire time where I didn't protect my elder scale worm from being burned out, but. Yeah, I thought I played real tight, and there was times I didn't have my teammates there to tell me what to do, and I still took it down, won the matches.
What was that dynamic like, having LSV and Kibler watching over your shoulder, making sure you're making the right play?
That was kind of nerve-wracking. There was actually one questionable play I made in the sealed portion. That's what then the next round, LSV moved his chair to be right next to me. And then also in the modern portion, I'm not particularly proficient at modern, and LSV was going to be our modern guy. So I was pretty much just like a robot, and LSV was in my ear saying, do this, do this, do this. But, I respect those guys a lot. They're obviously amazing players, and so I was willing to do what I had to do.
So, talk about Gen Con. Is this your first Gen Con?
No, my last year was my first year at Gen Con.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's crazy.
Yeah, and this year you had a little more going on.
Yeah. Last year I was here for a Magic tournament too. I was here for the Midwest Masters Series Invitational, which I did horribly on. But and then because I did so badly, I got to explore the convention. It's a great convention.
Right.
I think everyone has to check it out at least once. It's totally worth the trip. Any
advice for somebody who's coming maybe for their first time next year?
Try and get in with random people who like to play board games. There's every board game imaginable, and last year I just by myself, these guys wanted a game and I joined up. I don't even remember the name of the game, but I had a great time. And don't be afraid to talk to people and take pictures, and it's quite the experience though.
All right, so what's next for you? What are we expecting out of you for the next year in Magic?
I don't know. I'm going to try and keep grinding as much competitive stuff as I can. I can't make it to Grand Prix Boston, but I'm going to a couple Star City things in the next month, and hopefully a couple Grand Prix later in the year. I'm writing for a small website, roxycards.com. Check them out. And I'm just writing pretty much little strategy articles, stuff about this event and then future events, and just doing what I can do. I'm loving it. It's a fun hobby, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Yeah.
All right. Well, Alex, thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for listening. This is Brainstorm Brewery. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you, man. That's great.
Thank you.